I don't know. That's
We have? Well, I guess we
that's a
should
hard
do.
one.
I guess we should do the first thing first.
The intro.
Welcome to Nerd Happening.
We'll go back. We're back here with Levi.
And Arthur Bidet.
Oh yeah, the no wipe thing. Yeah.
And today we'll be talking about which animated universe would be the best to live in, or would you want to live in?
I guess both. We'll have to have stipulations of who you are.
You can pick a best one.
If who you are in the universe, or which one would you want to live in?
Because I think the best one would be like something from a kid's cartoon.
Yeah, where nothing bad ever happens.
Perfect, and
you have a life lesson every week.
Yeah, you can like pull candy out of your pocket every second and
you
get whatever you want. Yeah,
your Looney Tune.
Yeah.
I guess I would live in Arthur.
Well, I guess it's Looney Tunes.
I
Only
have
if
to
you're
change my
Bugs
name.
Bunny. Like Porky Pig's kind of crappy. Roadrunner and Bugs Bunny are the only two characters that it would be worth it to be.
Foghorn Leghorn.
He's always getting blown up by like the turkey hawk, or the dogs chasing him, or he's losing his feathers because he got into the hen house. Or
Every once in a while you're on top, though. I guess that's a B tier I'd want to be.
So what I'm saying, this is why it's either Bugs, Roadrunner, or Tweety.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are the
or the
only
grandma.
three. No, because you're always having to deal with Tom's bullshit.
You mean Sylvester?
Oh, yeah, Tom and Jerry.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Actually, that was made for deaf kids.
Tom and Jerry?
Yep.
Oh,
that's why there's no talking, and it's all pantomime.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Yeah, no, right? It just works because you don't always need dialogue.
That's Mr. Bean. That's why Mr. Bean works.
Because it's just slapstick?
Because it's just Mr. Bean supposedly is the most popular movie character in the world because he works in any language.
That makes sense. I mean, it's all just his facial expressions. And
it's a lot of comedy that works in other countries. Like there's no
reference to pop culture or anything that's not universal.
I've heard one of the hardest things about comedy is that it is very regional.
Yeah.
Cultural. Where Dave Chappelle's comedy doesn't work in India.
No, it wouldn't.
Right? But Mr. Bean's comedy works everywhere.
Yeah.
Because somebody getting hit in the face with a pie is funny to everybody.
Yeah. Getting hurts in every country. If you step on a rake.
I believe that there's an animated Mr. Bean show.
There probably is.
Would that count as an animated universe?
I guess.
I was thinking more like Ghost in the Shell,
Powerpuff Girls or something.
Cowboy Bebop, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I don't know if
Samurai
I'd want
Jack.
I wouldn't want to live in Cowboy Bebop.
You don't?
No.
You don't think so?
Unless I was somebody rich.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of freedom in that world.
Well, yeah, you could travel the stars and stuff.
Right?
But half the time they're starving on their own ship.
That's because why?
Oh, they're bounty hunters.
They're bad bounty hunters.
That's true.
And they are fully developed characters. In
Yeah.
a lot of animated universe, you are one-dimensional. You have one thing.
That's true. Also,
Bugs
I think
wins.
they're good at bounty hunting, finding things, but they have bad luck, or they're too good-hearted to do what they need to. Yeah.
Right. If you were in the Cowboy Bebop universe to be quote-unquote successful, you would have to be a much harsher person than you have to be in ours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be ruthless.
Trigun would be an interesting...
That's it's a Western.
Like a Western.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally is a Western with spots of technology.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
It would be cool. Like I said, I'd want to be in a good town.
Well,
and you want to be a main
it
character.
depends on if you know anything or not. If you were transported into the universe from our universe, it would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
If you were raised there, probably not.
It'd probably
so cool.
suck. Well, we'll go with transported into the universe. No, because it would just be regular.
Ghost in the Shell, I think either way would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could have a cybernetic body.
Yeah.
Or a cybernetic brain. Their internet is amazing.
Oh, it'd have to be.
Have you ever seen what their internet is?
No, I imagine it's...
You log in with the wires in the back of you jack in.
Yeah.
On the back of the neck, and then it's basically the Matrix.
It's probably where Matrix got a lot of its...
Yeah.
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 It's
but
inspiration.
It's fully virtual reality, basically whatever you want.
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost
your
like
avatar can look like whatever you want your avatar to look like.
It's like a more adult version of Ready Player One.
Yeah.
It's more, I mean, as far as content,
more
compared to the movie.
I could actually see our internet becoming the internet from Ghost in the Shell. Like, I could see us making those steps to that type of internet.
Yeah.
The Ready Player One Oasis thing, that's like, oh, hey, I've got all this pop culture knowledge. I'm going to...
I feel like that would be part of it, though.
But I've heard the books are much better than the movie.
Yeah.
And I've never even seen the movie because the movie didn't look that good.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you know all the pop culture reference. And how has no pop culture happened
since then?
Since the end of the 80s. Basically.
That's where all the best stuff came
from.
from.
The 90s. Like, oh, okay. Steven Spielberg has passed away, so there's no more pop culture.
He's frozen next to Disney.
No, I'm saying in the universe.
No, I know.
Because most of it is his stuff.
Yeah. It's funny that Kane and I were walking out one day. And
Kane is a friend from work, for those watching. Shout out to Kane.
I referenced something. What did I say? I said something about Naruto or something like that. It was something like that, and he called me a boomer. And I was like, that's my generation's thing. Like that, it came out in 2000, the year you were born. Like that, it was something about that. Like, oh, you're too old for that. I'm like, that's my generation's thing.
Yeah.
Like I was like 10 when that came out.
Yeah, my kids and I have talked about that quite a bit, about how
nothing good coming out anymore. It's
like music. At a certain point in time, your taste in music gets locked in place, and you don't like new music.
No, we got on that because he was. I was like, well, name me something that you really love from your era, and he's like, I don't know.
This is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
our generation will be the last generation to have, quote unquote, pop culture. There will be no pop thing. Everything is so individualized at this point that. Okay, so see the series ending of Friends, right? Everybody watched it, basically.
Yeah, it was a big phenomenon on TV.
Right. So that Friday and Monday at work, because it came on Thursdays, everybody talked about it. So you could go up to anybody and say, hey, did you see the finale of Friends? Can you believe blah, 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 blah. And the other person automatically knows what you're talking about and is able to converse with you.
Yep.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Nope. I was actually talking to Kane and a couple other people about that, about watching stuff on streaming services, like Dragon Ball Z. Because when it came out, I watched it every week.
Yep.
Waited for it, talked to it at school. And he's like, this would suck to watch this. But I haven't watched it in... Or no, it was something also with Naruto. And I haven't watched. Kim and I just started watching it again, but I haven't watched it since it ended. And that was a long time ago. Like the first series was like ended in like 2009 or 10 or something.
Right.
And I'm still like remembering stuff from it. And all this other stuff. He's like, how many times you watch this? I'm like, once, twice.
Right.
But you had to watch it.
Right. And pay
slowly.
attention.
Yes.
And you replayed the episodes in your conversations with your friends and other people in your life throughout the week until the next episode. So it reaffirmed it in you.
Yep.
And you couldn't doesn't exist.
You couldn't just blow through it and go, like, what happened?
Like what? You just got done watching Winter Soldier and WandaVision. What do we really remember from it?
A little more because you had to watch it from day to day.
Because you had to watch it week to week.
Yeah.
But not like Dragon Ball.
No.
Not like Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex. Not like Cowboy Bebop. Not like Samurai Jack.
Friends, How I Met Your Mother. Anything.
MASH. Cheers.
Cheers went on forever.
Yeah. I think Friends went on longer. Anyway. That's a conversation for another day. So pop culture is going away. Like Attack on Titan is the big anime that just finished up, right?
Yep.
How many viewers do you think that had?
Like quite a
its
few.
Season finale for its final season.
Probably
or
quite a few.
episode.
And for the
I'm
simulcast
betting
too.
it was under 10 million.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You
that's
can
also a niche thing too, as far as anime.
I have heard that, like, even with South Park, Simpsons, whatever you want to point to on regular
On cable.
media and say, this is a popular show.
Mm-hmm.
If they get 10 million viewers, that is the highest ratings that they have had in probably a decade.
Oh yeah, I
if
believe
not
it.
longer. Bob's Burger. Bob's Burger is really big.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of younger people that watch it and like it, right?
Yeah.
They get 3 to 5 million people a week that watch it, which is nothing
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. As far as legacy media, that's great compared to what it is. What
But-
stuff is going on now?
But if you go back to Friends, the Friends era,
Oh, it's way bigger.
if you only had 5 million viewers on a Wednesday night in a primetime slot,
It was a flop.
it was
basically.
a flop.
Yeah.
That's what happened to news radio.
Mm-hmm.
That's why news radio wasn't as popular as people thought it should be, because it took a while for them to get rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once they got rolling, they had people that would follow them to their new time slot, to their new day, to their whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't get Friends level. It didn't get Caroline in the City level.
No, I don't think anything ever really will ever again either.
Yeah, that's a bygone era now.
Yeah.
Same thing with music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at our friend Sway, right?
Yeah.
Sway does not sell 10 million albums,
No.
right? But he has enough people that follow him enough
Mm-hmm.
to help support him.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And that's the way of the future.
Yeah, it will be. I think. I actually have been thinking about this a lot, and I think more. It will be. I think the major big brands like Disney, or any a lot of this stuff even on the walls here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it will kind of peter out, and I think more like that. The comic that has Keanu Reeves' image. It was Indiegogo, I think it was.
Okay.
He worked with him. He wrote part of it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy looks just like him. He's like a. I can't think of. I'm gonna look it up actually.
Yeah, because I have no idea what you're talking about. But that's a problem, is that we have so many of these I don't know what you're talking about moments
But why is this not connected?
where 10 years ago we wouldn't have that.
Oh yeah, no, we wouldn't. But I think a lot of this is going to be like that, where it's people Berserk. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's Keanu, and he's like some kind of superhero. And they put it out there, say, hey, fund this, you'll get a book.
Right.
We're gonna put it out, and I think that's gonna be the way of a lot of things.
Well, Berserk, do you know what? Well, this isn't the original Berserk.
No. This
Because
is
the
this is a
original
whole other thing.
Berserk is manga.
Yeah, this is a whole different.
Oh, okay.
This is an original creation, and I think that's going to be the way that people are going to make a la carte kind of things,
Yeah.
or say, "Hey, what would you guys like to see this? Fund it. You'll get a copy."
There's downsides to that, though.
There is.
Huge downsides.
Oh yeah, but I think that's the way.
I mean, how long is it going to be until it's, I've got 100 viewers, so I can support myself. I can talk about this very, very specific thing forever, because these 1,000 people are going to tune in every week or every time I put out a video or a song or a comic or what have you.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's good or bad.
I think it's the same. I think that this kind of thing is how. This is how comic book companies start. I think they start with one thing, either use their own money or try to get investors. And if it kicks off, it kicks off. And I think this is just one way it happens now in the modern era.
But you're not going to, but this is why keep running into with mainstream stuff, mainstream media,
Mm-hmm.
we keep having this same discussion that comes up all the time about why are we doing another Spider-Man origin story? Why are we doing another Batman origin story? Why are we doing another Joker? Why is the Joker the bad guy? Why isn't Brainiac the bad guy in Superman? Right?
Marketability.
Exactly.
That's what it is. It's
Nobody
face
knows
recognition.
these other characters. These large conglomerates like Disney, Sony, Fox, what have you, are not going to ever do anything again
Risky.
that is even remotely risky.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're not going to make the big budget things that we like to see, and it's all going to be small budget. I think that that's what Disney Plus is going towards. I think that's what
Yeah.
the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to. These series, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, are much cheaper to make than a movie.
Yeah. 100%. Especially with the more...
And they're bite-sized content. Everything's going to be bite-sized content.
Yeah.
Your comic book is going to go from having a X-Men annual where you get one comic a year that's got 120 pages in it
Mm-hmm.
to your X-Men annual is going to be 12 pages because only 10,000 people buy the comic.
It's starting to go that way, too. That's another thing with this, is that I think, no disrespect in the Marvel actors, they're the more B tier. They're the lesser paid, so they can do that.
What ones?
Like Anthony Mackie or Sebastian Stan. They're not... He doesn't make as much money as Chris Evans.
Well, that's why they're doing it with these quote-unquote spin-off characters.
Yep.
Because they don't have the negotiating power that Chris Evans, that
Robert Downey Jr.,
Scarlett Johansson,
ScarJo, yeah. Any of the big
them.
guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Even Chadwick Boseman, he's only had one Marvel movie himself, but he probably has some serious pull.
because he made so much. Because that movie
when he was
made
alive.
so much money.
Yeah.
in its first outing. That's why you're hearing about Brie Larson being let go as Captain Marvel because her movie didn't. I mean, it did good.
It did great because they said it was required
Right
material
viewing for the other ones, but
Well, I've heard
got
that.
such negative feedback, and she is not pleasant to work with. You can tell from the interviews that she is not pleasant to work with.
Yeah, she hasn't been the kindest to the fans.
Not only the fans, but the other actors and actresses.
I've seen the videos where about that. Well, they've talked
Where,
about
like,
it.
she picks on Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth. Like, that's why we're getting a Loki right now, is because Chris Hemsworth can say, oh, no, I'm not going to do Loki. I'm not going to do a TV show for $10 million for 6 episodes, 6 hours?
Mm-hmm.
No.
They might get him to do a cameo or something for
I think
5
that's
minutes.
also why we're seeing like U.S. Agent and Winter Soldier. Why that torch is being passed
Budget Captain America.
is Budget Captain America. Yeah.
You could still do the same storyline or the same kind of story.
Wanda's kids.
yeah.
We can still do basically the same stories, but not have to pay them as much. And they're kids, so we can do this
For a long
for
time.
a long time.
Yeah.
For a
They
decade.
can grow into it.
Easily.
Yeah, as long as they fit the bill.
And we can just tell them, hey, look, your movies aren't doing so great. No pay raise.
But I think that's also back to my point is that they're going for lower budget things now, like that comic or people.
Right.
Like there's been 2 SCP movies made that are awesome and they're low budget.
So we're not doing the other one, right?
Apparently, not.
That's
We're
getting
talking
cut off.
we're talking pop culture now.
We're talking the future of pop culture.
Yeah, we're way off track or whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is
It was a good jumping off point.
it was.
Yeah.
But like those, like that, what was it? It was SCP Overlord. It's just they rented an Airbnb. They did this shot.
Right.
It was a 096 movie. It took $20,000 to make, and it's
Right.
awesome.
How many views does it have?
Let me look. A lot. It's like in the millions.
Yeah.
Because let's see, why did this go to the search? let's see, 5.8 million.
That's not bad. But that's one Loki episode.
Yeah, Overlord is 9.1 million. They
not
did
bad.
one called Dollhouse too that has 4.9. But these are
that's
recent
not
too.
bad.
Yeah.
But that's not opening this Friday
No.
level.
No, but
know what I'm
I think
saying?
that's it's like I said, I think things are going to become more a la carte.
Yeah, but when you do that, you break the community and the society breaks down into those groups.
Oh yeah, then
Right.
people become
Think about the discussions that politically people can no longer have because it has been broken down so severely.
yeah,
Because it's not
it's tribe for tribe.
your idea has value or you might have a point. It's oh, you believe along this party's line, so everything you think is wrong. I think it's going to keep going that way, and I think it's going to be detrimental to the types of things that I want to partake in and be a part of.
Yeah.
Whether that's true or not, it probably won't be by the end of my life, so
Maybe not. I would hope not.
I don't think. How much money has the Marvel movies made?
A lot.
All of it, basically.
All the money.
Right? How long is Disney willing to milk that for?
Ever?
Right? I mean, look at the Disney quote-unquote renaissance in the late 80s, early 90s of Beauty and the Beast.
Lion King.
Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid,
Mm-hmm.
and there was one other one.
Pocahontas?
It might have been Lion King.
Lion King was huge.
It might have been Lion King,
Probably.
right? They are still putting out out animated movies in the hope of catching that fire or whatever, catching
Riding
that
that wave.
spark again.
Chasing the dragon,
Yeah,
if you will.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's how the Marvel quote-unquote universe, MCU, will go, at least until the end of my life.
Probably. They have a big advantage though.
It's going to be way down by the end of it.
Oh yeah.
The quality's going to be awful.
They have a big advantage because they have stories that follow this thing of rebooted universes, different characters.
Yeah.
Whereas Lion King is singular.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's, you got to catch up on Loki because episode 2, right at the end, man, they do something that's
Bonkers.
I don't want to talk about it
Okay,
because I don't want to give it away.
We'll get out of that
And I'm
then.
afraid that I'm going to say something because I think it's such a genius move.
I'll have to catch up.
We talked about it a little bit during our WandaVision episodes.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and I don't know how small a la carte type entertainment can go and pop culture can go before there is no feasible market for it.
I mean,
Right.
I think the big stuff like this will always exist, and people will watch it
I don't know
to an
because
extent. Or maybe this a la carte stuff gives rise to something that catches popularity.
you really only collect pop figures, right? You don't really collect anything else.
I got some stuff up here.
But I mean, like you don't go out of your way or
Not
try to
really.
find hard because you collect pop figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not like, oh, hey, you know what? I don't have a zombie Hulk pop figure yet. I need one.
No, I don't do
Right.
that. Not really, no.
Okay. As someone who does collect something like that with Transformers, right?
Yeah.
As a fan of that, the most frustrating thing is the obscure characters that you like don't get made.
Yeah.
But there's another Megatron this year.
Mm-hmm.
There's another Optimus Prime this year. Oh, here's 3 Bumblebees,
Yeah.
right? Because those are the ones that everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
So you get stuck in this rut of making the same thing over and over and over and over again with slight variations.
Of course. Well,
Now-
that's because they don't want to take any risks.
I will say, Hasbro, you did a fantastic job with the Earthrise Optimus Prime. It is a masterpiece figure at an economy price, and I love it. But come on, man, I need like a cup or like a Trailbreaker or
Give me a sound wave.
give me no Soundwave's out every. But I need a blaster. I haven't had a blaster in 10 years. I need a new one.
I don't know about Transformers. I just threw a few out the one that I knew that
Soundwave
was.
is the bad guy cassette deck.
Yeah, I know who he
Sound
is.
Blaster or Blaster is the good guy tape deck. He's the red and yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
Soundwave is the really cool blue and black one.
Yeah, my cousin Dave used to had a lot of the original
But
Transformers.
that's an example of what I'm talking about. Sound Blaster should be as popular as Soundwave, right? Because it's the same gimmick, right? It's a tape deck with tape toys that transform from animals and beasts and birds and little people into tapes to hide in the bigger one, right?
Yeah.
Soundwave gets released every year.
Mm-hmm.
They just released two last year. The Sound Blaster one, there hasn't been one in 8 years. It came out when they relaunched the Headmasters, or maybe the one before Headmasters, and it wasn't that great.
I don't know.
I know that you don't, but this is what it's getting to the point that I'm
Yeah.
making is that the only thing that gets remade all the time is stuff that everybody's already familiar with. So that means the end of creativity on a large scale, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, if I want one of these more obscure figures, I have to go to a third-party company.
Mm-hmm.
It's way more expensive than it would be the other way. And a lot of time, the quality,
Not as good.
hit and miss. But even these third-party companies end up cannibalizing each other because they aren't able to make the characters that everybody buys.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to get away from the Megatron, the Soundwave, the Starscream, the Bumblebee, the Optimus Prime, right?
Yeah.
And they end up cannibalizing each other, making the B tier.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody ever makes the F tier.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I understand why they do it.
Mm-hmm.
That goes back to a la carte stuff.
Right.
It'll just be small creators. I think small creators are going to create more and more and more because they can do that because of the internet.
Right. Well, I mean, like, look at G.I. Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen what's coming out?
Uh,
Type in Snake Eyes trailer. So we've gotten 2 G.I. Joe movies, right? Because G.I. Joe, everybody basically knows, right?
mm-hmm.
But this is the G.I. Joe we're going to keep getting. They're doing a Snake Eyes movie
Yeah.
because he's the only one that everybody likes. Right? So we're not
I don't know much about
getting-
G.I. Joe, so.
So we're not getting the thing that the fans want,
Mm.
right?
I'm assuming this is effectively like the Bumblebee movie.
Yes.
Everybody knows them, they can cash
Right.
on it. Yeah.
Right. And yes, it will have fan service in it.
Of course.
But, I mean,
It's like Cruella. That movie came out.
like Scarlet Spider over there, right?
Yeah. They're never going to make a Ben Reilly movie.
They're never going to make a Scarlet Spider movie.
Nope.
They totally should,
Yeah. Maybe not the Clone Saga because that wasn't that great, but
but it leads up to some really good stuff.
it does. And I
Right.
have the first 12 issues, I think, of his run that came out in 2019, something like that. And it's really good.
Another good example. What's your favorite Pokemon?
Raichu?
Is it Pikachu?
No.
Guess
Yeah,
what?
yeah. I know.
It's only ever going to be Pikachu.
Yep. I actually have a little Raichu figure up there.
I know.
He's up there.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah.
I love
Raichu is
Raichu.
one of the best. Yes.
I love him. I love like Onyx. I love a lot of weird Pokemon, but you're not going to see them.
Mm-hmm. Or not much of them.
Yeah.
It's why Star Wars can't get away from Luke Skywalker.
I mean, the story is about him, though.
But they can't get away from him.
No.
They're trying to, which is what I think they should do.
Yeah.
I mean, The Mandalorian was a genius move and a fantastic series. Supposedly Bad Batch is. Clone Wars was really good.
Oh, Clone Wars is great.
Right? So they've proven that Star Wars is able to be good without Luke Skywalker. Why can we not get a big major theater release without it being a part of Luke Skywalker's story? Han Solo was a part of his story.
Because it's safe.
Right?
That's why. Nobody wants to take a risk.
So so that's my question and concern when it comes to pop culture going forward. These large scale things need to happen to be able to keep people communicating with each other and empathizing with each other. If they do not happen, bad things occur down the line.
Yeah, eventually.
I don't know. I've talked a lot about this and you haven't said much.
I think because I agree a lot of it. They won't take a chance. They don't want to create new characters.
Right.
Out of fear of it not selling either. For that because of money.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I mean, maybe there's a niche market coming up. Maybe we're going to see, because right now most media is owned by
A few companies.
2 or 3 different companies.
Yeah.
So maybe we see niche media becoming a really big thing, where
it kind of already
you
is.
license the characters from Disney or whatever. The only one we're talking about is Disney, because until one or all, Disney will own.
Because Disney owns most things.
Disney and Hasbro. Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe somebody comes along and comes up with a movie company or a network company, some kind of production company that licenses these lesser known characters from the parent company to make.
Yeah, that's how you get Daredevil, the series. I mean, that's a bigger budget, I guess,
right,
for Netflix.
Right, but I'm saying that, but even that, they put the nix on, right? Like, that Daredevil is going to make an appearance in the MCU, supposedly.
Yeah. I imagine they did that because they're like, oh, it's making money? Let's make money from it.
Right. And that's part of the problem, right? Is because as soon as you make money from it, they're going to just not relicense it to you.
Which is stupid. Because I think if Daredevil goes to the MCU and the people that were the creative team on it are not there, it will be
a different
not as good
thing.
Yeah, it won't be as good.
Right. Like, I think Avatar: The Last Airbender.
The movie? Or the show?
The show that's coming up, on the live action show on Netflix.
Oh, it's probably going to be garbage.
It wasn't initially. The guys who wrote Avatar and were the producers and everything, wrote all the stories, came up with the idea, were on that team. And they were in charge of that team for Netflix. But then Netflix wanted to age up the characters so that they could have more adult content in the show. And the creators of Avatar said that's not what the show is about. If you do this, we are leaving. Netflix continued to push. They left. Supposedly, they're making another Avatar thing.
And it's probably going to be terrible.
No, it's going to be animated.
Oh,
the guys who did Avatar.
Oh, okay. They're making their own series again.
So they had Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then they had Korra, right? Which wasn't... I like it better now that I'm older. It's really grown on me quite a bit.
Okay. It's something I never really got into.
It's on Netflix. Check it out. It's really... Like, if you're older, I think you get a better... It hits better when you're older.
Okay.
Because it is examining larger ideas than what Avatar examined.
Yeah.
Like, they're more complex ideas on Korra.
That makes sense.
And it takes place in like a turn of the century world type thing where industrialization has really taken off.
Okay.
But now they're going to work on what it looks like or sounds like a modern take on Avatar. Like, where's Avatar in a world similar to ours, where there is internet, where there is this? How do these elements fit into it? How do these bendings fit into
Somebody's watching a YouTube video on how to bend stuff. Like, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, like what type, where does bending go? Right? Because in the first series, we had specialized bending, like Toph metal bending.
Mm-hmm.
In the second series, metal bending is still kind of rare, but just about any earthbender can learn how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Lightning bending was very rare in Avatar, The Last Airbender.
The firebenders did that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
In Korra, electric or firebenders create electricity to help power the city. Like, that's your job, is shooting lightning into this thing, right?
You watch Full Metal Alchemist?
Mm-hmm.
You watch the movie, the original animated movie?
No,
I
don't think so.
I
I tried watching the live action one, and that was awful.
No, I mean, it was either in the movie or the series, the first series, where Al goes to our world.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, there's not alchemy here, it's
not
technology.
Brotherhood.
Yeah.
2013, not Brotherhood.
Yeah, where he goes
Right.
there and there's science. They didn't have alchemy to do
Right.
these things for them.
Right.
Or I'm talking about the SCP Foundation again.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my
We got to do an episode on that.
Yeah, we do. One of my one I just was looking up.
Mm-hmm.
There's another alternate universe where a containment breach happened. People found out about it, and they're like, all right, everybody's just going to know about this. And we're going to harness these things to make better technology, better everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also going to use this to take control.
Ooh.
Yeah. And they had their own version because the O5 Council leads the foundation. They had their O5 go to what is effectively their version of their leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that says, we can help you with containment. We're not going to give you our technology.
Right.
You haven't progressed. And she's like, you could do these things if you just stepped up and basically took over the world and forced
Right.
people.
Right.
And she's like, you're better technology. You better everything, but we're better people for not doing that. And I think that would be a big...
Tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough coin to flip there.
Yeah, and I think that would be an Avatar kind of thing, because there'd still be that struggle of power.
I don't know. I think it's... I don't know what the series is going to be.
Can everybody bend things or no?
That was one of in Korra, that was the first season.
Mm-hmm.
That was the main bad guy's deal, because there's not one overarching bad guy like there was in Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Each season has a different threat. And that's kind of part of it, is that as more people bend, more people become Avatar level threats, where the Avatar has to take care of it.
Okay.
But the first season, one of the main bad guy is taking bending away from benders because they're equalists and they don't think that anybody should bend.
Mm-hmm.
They think that bending is a special gift that's given to some and gives them an unfair advantage in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so they want to revolt and make everybody normal and no bending.
Okay.
So that it's a level playing field.
But is it something that anyone can learn to do, or are you born with it?
It seems like it's a born with attribute.
Kind of like a Jedi.
Kind of.
Sort of.
I don't know how it works exactly.
Okay.
It's a soft magic system, so nobody really knows how it
but
works.
it's
not a hard magic
a
system.
chosen few people.
Right. Like Toph's parents don't seem to be able to bend, but Toph can.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Korra's parents, her mom was a waterbender, her dad wasn't.
Mm-hmm. More like, I guess, more akin to being a mutant then, because it can skip generations.
Yeah, kind of.
Not everybody gets the same power.
What's his name? Korra's brother.
I don't know.
The kid with the tomahawk.
I've never watched Air.
You've never watched Avatar: The Last Airbender? Oh.
I have a few episodes here and there.
Oh,
but
okay. There's a brother and a sister that find the Avatar, right?
Mm-hmm.
The sister can waterbend, the brother can't.
Okay.
right?
Yeah, the main character is a goofy guy.
Aang,
No, the yeah, I think I know who you're
the
talking about.
guy with the arrow on his head.
Not him. I think I know who you're talking about because he's a main character, but he's like kind of like a sidekick.
Yeah, he's like comic relief.
Yeah, the goofy
go
comic
back up.
relief guy.
Go back up.
That guy.
Sokka. Yeah, the guy with the top knot.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can't bend.
Mm-hmm.
The girl can. The guy with the arrow on his head is the Avatar.
Yeah, I know the
one
basics
that can
of
do
it.
all of them.
Yeah.
The first season, like the first half of season 1 is really like kid-friendly, goofy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets kind of it gets pretty serious. And here's something you'll like. Mark Hamill does a voice of the main bad guy
That's awesome.
in the series.
That's awesome.
And he does a fantastic job.
Of course
and
he
by
does.
the end of the series, it's like some really serious adult character growth and
Yeah,
that kind of
that's
thing.
the best kind of kid show.
Oh, this show is, I think it's my favorite animated show. It
Yeah.
is my favorite show for character growth and how to write characters.
Mm-hmm.
It has the most complete story I've ever seen on anything. The characters grow the exact right amount
Okay.
and actually have definitive change from episode to episode to episode, from season to season to season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I got goosebumps thinking about it. Because there's things like, after Airbender,
Mm-hmm.
type in the last right, the second one, Agni Kai, right? Look at that art. Go down one.
To like this.
Down one and left one. Yep, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could be art in in an art gallery, in my opinion.
It's very it's very
It's
anime-esque.
Yeah,
In a
but
lot of
it's
ways.
also okay. So there's 2 fights in this that are considered the best fight in media, and the one is this one, the last Agni Kai, and the other one is the last battle between Aang and the big bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
The last battle between Aang, the airbender, and the last bad guy is 13 minutes long. This one is like 2 minutes and 55 seconds long.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is more emotionally impacting than just about anything I've ever seen, at least to me. I mean, it's up there with like the dog in what was her name in Full Metal Brotherhood.
Oh yeah.
The dog and the girl.
Oh, that's so like
It is up there with. This might be more emotionally impactful than that.
wow.
I cannot suggest strongly enough that everybody should watch this series.
I'd have to give it a good checking out.
It will make you, if you've never seen it and you think that you have problems understanding how characters should grow, like what's a good character show and what's not a good character show, this will lay it out for you, basically. Like this might be better than Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad and The Wire combined.
Yeah, it might be. Like, it's definitely better than The Sopranos.
Yeah. Sidebar. How often did you hear somebody talk about Breaking Bad and The Wire?
Oh my God, all the time. But
All
they're
the
good
time.
shows.
Yeah.
Their character development is fantastic.
Yeah. But
They-
it was pushed so hard too. It's almost to a comical level.
Everybody was so well written
That's why it went on for so long.
that you could see. Oh no, they each had.
No, I meant series.
This
That's why it
is-
kept going. That's why it wasn't canceled.
This is
early.
what I think is a big issue in media right now. Is that we have been writing open-ended series. How I Met Your Mother,
Yeah.
Brooklyn 911. The Office was open-ended series friends, open ended. Like it could go on as long as possible or as short as possible. Like we could end it right now if we needed to.
Yeah.
Right? Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, The Wire, Avatar: The Last Airbender, WandaVision, and I think that's what Disney Plus is doing really well. They are not they have stories they want to tell, and they tell it in this amount of time.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad was always designed to be, what is it, 6 or 7 seasons?
Something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Right? Mad Men was always designed to be 6 or 7 seasons long. I know Breaking Bad 6 or 7 seasons. Season 5. There's only 5 seasons.
Okay.
I'm wrong.
Yeah. It's pretty short.
Yeah.
For as super popular as it
Better
was.
Call Saul is only going to be 6 seasons. Right? Which, for most media, 6 or 7 seasons is not very long.
No, not. Yeah.
Right?
That's why aside from major AAA titles, that's why anime is so good.
Why?
Cowboy Bebop. It's there. It's done.
Right. So you think that because anime is more defined on what the story is and how long the story is going to take, that it's better?
Yeah.
That I think I would have to agree because I think the pacing is better.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're doing every episode.
Yeah. There's aside from Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, big AAAs that go on that are like shonen style, or One Piece that's almost at 1,000 episodes.
Well, I think that it's
Most
with Dragon Ball Z, for example. They don't bring out a Dragon Ball Z season, right? Unless they have a new story to tell, right? They don't try to keep it going on. Like you had Dragon Ball Z, right?
They actually did that though.
Which series?
With Z, because it was supposed to end at Frieza. That was the original goals. That's why the last fight is so long. That was supposed to be the end of it.
Right.
But like,
But then they did
but money.
Cell.
But money. Let's keep this going.
And then they did Cell, right? And then Boo,
Android Cell, Boo, and then
Right.
they did GT, which was
a different thing.
that was originally canon. Now it's not anymore.
Right. It was initially a continuation of the series, but with Gohan's story, right?
No,
Not
it's Goku. It's Goku. It's Goku as a kid. He gets wished to be
that's right.
young.
Yeah. Yep.
They tried going over to Gohan, but nobody liked him.
Well, yeah, because Gohan's a bitch.
Yes, they
No
nerfed
offense.
the hell out of him.
They had to.
Because they originally, they wanted to go with Gohan, but if
Gohan
they,
Black is pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
you mean Goku Black?
Gohan Black.
Who's Gohan Black?
Look it up.
Gohan Black. Never seen that. I don't think that's a real thing.
That is a thing. That is a real thing.
Is this from Heroes?
I don't remember what series it is. Go back and type in what series is Gohan Black from, because he's the bad guy in it. Dragon Ball Black.
Never heard of this.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the bad guy in it. In the future. And Trunks girlfriend, wife, go back in time to try to stop him or something.
No, that was for Goku Black. That wasn't.
I think you're getting your Goku Black and your Gohan
He's in
Black.
Super and
Type
Future.
in Goku Black. Let's see if there's a Goku Black.
Yeah, there is. He's one of the main villains. Yeah, he's in Super.
That's Gohan Black.
No, it isn't. That's Goku Black.
Well, all right.
It is 100%.
All right.
I've
Okay,
watched the
okay,
episodes with him.
Okay, hey, I'm not.
Gohan Black is either.
I do not know enough about Dragon Ball to
Oh, I
argue
do.
this
I think
with you.
Gohan Black is either a fan made thing or it's something from. There's something called Dragon Ball Heroes, which is.
I know it's in the video games.
It's
Gohan
it's a
Black
legit
is.
series.
No.
Yeah, he might be in the games.
In
but,
the video games, Gohan Black is a thing. But so is Goku Black, I think.
Because Goku Black is a legit thing, where Trunks actually has to fight him because it's a future thing, and he's from a kind of an alternate
he came
reality.
back to train or something.
He's not really Goku though. He is. He's a dude. He's a Kai from a different universe who wished to be like Goku. So he wanted to be a Saiyan, so he got transformed into the evil version of Goku. Because him from a different time and his self from this time merge and they fight, and Trunks has to kill him.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Heroes is a series. I haven't watched it, but it's everything. It's just like fan fiction. They just like, all right, we're going to have time traveling Bardock. We're going to have everybody. Like, whatever you want. I think Super Saiyan 4 is in it.
Yeah, see, I think it's a game.
No, it's a legit series.
No.
It is a game, yeah.
It's a game also?
I mean, the thing with Dragon Ball Z games is they throw in shit like that. Like, there's a couple of them you can play as the fusion of Krillin and Piccolo. You can play as the fusion of Hercule and whoever. They throw in goofy things.
Because it's,
But yeah.
What's the latest one that just came out? Because there's one that there's a fighting game that just came out that has, maybe it's that one. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. I don't know. There's everything in it. You can play as anybody. And it's fantastic to watch the fights online.
Yeah, but it's funny that all this stuff is now just coming out for such an established thing when this kind of thing has happened a million times with like American comics, cross universes, and all that.
Well, because you have to.
Yeah, but back
what else
to
do you do?
But like with anime, what I was saying before, it's one series and it's done. They might like Evangelion that ended, but they made 4 extra movies after that.
Right.
Which is just a little bit more content.
Movie coming out.
Another one, probably.
No, I heard it was announced. I haven't seen anything except the announcement. But it could be fan-made. Like, it could be a fan-made poster or announcement or whatever.
But most anime, like Outlaw Star, like Yu Yu Hakusho, it's one and done. It's 200 episodes, but it's done. Cowboy Bebop,
26?
26, something like that, episodes. And it's done.
Yeah.
Live action movie or series, notwithstanding.
Gosh, I hope that's good.
I don't know.
I hope it's good.
I don't have faith and stuff like that anymore.
I don't know why it's so, but that's part of it. I think that's part of it, though, with the audiences being smaller, is that, like the live action Full Metal Alchemist movie. Did you try to watch that?
No.
It is awful.
That's what I heard.
But it is awful because the budget wasn't there for it. If you had the budget, you could do a good version.
Yeah. I imagine
if you don't have the audience, you can't get the budget.
It's true. I think with a lot of stuff like that is when it comes here, it leaves the hands of creators.
Well, it was made in Japan. It's all in Japanese. It's all in subtitles.
Oh, okay.
It's all Japanese or Asian actors and actresses.
Well, like the Death Note movie. I heard that was hot garbage. And I assume that was a lot of studio meddling.
But a lot of it is, I'm betting a lot of it was budget.
Probably.
I mean, they had William Dafoe as the voice of...
Oh, the Ryuk, the Shinigami?
The Shimigami or whatever it is.
the demon guy.
The demon guy.
That's funny. That fits.
That's so
I have not heard
it,
but I just imagine it fits.
Oh, yeah.
Because Willem Dafoe is...
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying, right? So they had the budget for William Dafoe, right? But it's a Netflix movie. They spent their budget on William Dafoe.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have the ability to do Disney.
No, they can't.
And get James Gunn to direct, and James Gunn's going to be able to do whatever vision James Gunn have is we're going to make it appear on the screen. And we're going to get Chris Pratt and Idris Elba and...
But also stuff like that.
I only say that because Idris Elba's...
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah, he's right there.
But also stuff like there was the live-action Devilman, and I liked it. I thought it was really... I've never watched Devilman. From what I heard, it's basically the entire series condensed into a movie.
Yeah. Devilman series.
I heard it's really good.
It's pretty good, yeah.
But the movie was... It's a B-rate movie as far as budget, but it was still good. because
But I think that's what
The
DC
creativity
did
is
with Aquaman.
what do you
Jason Momoa's Aquaman.
mean? What
Aquaman.
do you mean budget wise?
Yes.
I've never watched it.
You've never watched the Jason Momoa Aquaman?
DC has lost my confidence.
We're going to look up a trailer. We're going to look up
I've
one
seen the
scene.
trailer.
No, one scene. Black Mantis gets weapons. Black Manta gets weapons. Yeah, that second one, Black Mantis suit. Right? We're going to watch this for a second.
It's time to help people.
Do you have the
customize
ability
and
to,
save.
like, is that recording on this so they can see it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
And we're going to
We're
stop
blind
it here
watching
in just
this.
a second. Stop. You can stop it as soon as you see them full screen again. Almost there. Ah, right there. That looks like it's from Hercules on Saturday afternoon when I was growing up with Kevin Servo.
Yeah, it's not the greatest.
That looks like Xena Warrior Princess levels of special effects.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like
Not great.
it's not horrible. It's not awful.
No, it's
it's
better
not
than I could do.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right? But it is Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
But why is it that way?
they probably didn't have a whole lot of faith in this.
Right? It's Aquaman. It's not Superman. It's not
Mm-hmm.
Batman. It's not Wonder Woman. There's no proven track record.
Yep,
Right? And William Defoe's in it.
he's becoming the new Kevin Bacon.
It's crazy, isn't it? But there's other scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go back, no, like to the
Oh, I
previous,
thought you might look back in
to the search bar and type in Aquaman. Aquaman gets trident. Gets his trident. Right? Second one down.
Because I imagine they
That
looks great.
Looks good. That's the way it should look. The whole thing.
They probably blew the budget on that.
I mean, it's not perfect by any mean.
No, but
You know?
stuff like that is very hard
It
to do.
still has a
realistically.
little uncanny valley,
Yeah,
but that's because they're underwater. Like, it's a hard effect to make. Like, you can't make his face look like you're shooting through air. You have to look like you're shooting through water, right?
yeah. You have to do certain things.
But look at this
and
effect
stuff.
coming up. We're about to get a huge effect. See it coming in?
Mm-hmm.
You can pause it right there.
Ooh, I thought I could just do that. I thought I could just tap it. Yeah, it
That looks
great.
right,
Yeah.
right? So that's the differences that I'm worried about
Mm-hmm.
coming up, right?
Yeah, they probably had a low budget, and they're like, we're gonna put it where it counts.
Right. Whenever
Yeah.
Jason Momoa is on screen, that's where the budget's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
This Black Manta character, he's a side guy. We're not going to worry too much about him.
Nobody cares about him. He's probably
Right.
one and done villain, if I had to guess.
No, probably not.
Maybe not. Well, I mean, he's in the comics and stuff. He's like
Out of the DC movies, this is one of the better ones.
Yeah.
It's up there with Wonder Woman,
mm-hmm.
quality-wise. Except for some of the effects are goofy as shit.
Yeah, they did what they could with what they had. For
Right.
sure.
But some of the effects are amazing. And what do you do when everything has to have a WB budget? Right? Like the WB shows, they're not awful.
You mean the
But they're-
CW?
CW,
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm
CW.
like, WB?
It used to be WB,
Yeah, yeah.
right? They're not awful.
No, they have
they're-
character.
Barely watchable. They're soap operas in superhero costumes, and the effects are pretty terrible,
But yeah, they're TV level stuff,
right?
so that's to be expected.
But what happens when it's less than TV level stuff,
I don't
right?
know.
That's kind of hard to get. Kind of hard to put Tobey Maguire's face on a younger actor's body to get him to show up in Spider-Man 36
Yeah.
when you're dealing with a Simpsons level budget.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't think Marvel would have that problem. DC, but it's just it's
In
because
30 years.
they're not going to take a chance, and they're not making good as far as DC. They're not making good movies.
But that's part of the problem, right? Because they're not taking chances, right?
Yeah.
We're not getting good stuff. And because we're not getting good stuff, they're less likely to take chances.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to see the bad stuff. The stuff they didn't take chances on.
I mean, it's not even taking chances. A Superman movie's going to make money, but they're just not making a good Superman movie.
That was one of the biggest jokes about Spider-Man being in the MCU. Oh, great, we're getting another origin story. Right?
It was quick and simple.
It wasn't even a full origin story because everybody knows who he is.
Yep.
But with the Batman movie, are we going to get a Batman origin story with Robert Pattinson? It's year one.
Probably.
Are we going to get an origin story with Superman?
I think
Right.
with a Batman movie, you show him at his parents' grave at the very beginning.
Right.
And then you cut to something else. Because
You don't even have to do the origin story anymore. I do not see why you cannot do a Dark Knight Batman and just follow the comic, basically. Right?
Yeah.
I don't see why you can't do Iron Man Demon in a Bottle. Right? And not have to explain everything. They don't explain everything in the comics every single time. They don't explain everything in the cartoons every single week.
It's because but they just...
Fast and the Furious doesn't start off every single movie a quarter mile at a time. Right?
Maybe that's their problem.
The first half hour of the movie is not spent telling the story of how Brian and Vin Diesel, I forgot his name,
Dominic Toretto,
raced each other for a car at Race Wars. And Brian was a cop, and Dom was stealing stereos and
Basically.
VCRs. VCRs are
DVD players. It was DVD players.
Whatever I'm going
I've watched a million times. I love that
DVD
movie.
players are like MP3 players,
Yeah.
but for movies. And they were on a disc, and you had to be careful with the disc and script. Like, they don't have to do that every time. It's just, hey, these are the people you like. By the way, we're flying to space this time in cars.
Yep. You're going to see Ludacris and Tyrese Gibson in space.
Yeah. I want to see that. But I want to see it because why? They're doing something different, and they're taking a chance. They are taking a chance on really goofy, stupid, over-the-top stunts. And I want to see those.
I love Fast and the Furious. Too Fast, Too Furious is okay. Tokyo Drift is hot garbage.
I disagree. Tokyo Drift was pretty good. It was
Terrible.
They took a chance. They didn't hit it out of the park, but it's still a good... If you watch Tokyo Drift without it being a Fast and the Furious movie, it's a good movie.
Then it's fine.
Right?
But it's still I don't like it for a lot of reasons, acting wise, and things like that.
Yeah.
I hate that they put because I don't know if you like cars, but
why did they make Tokyo Drift?
because they wanted to branch out more.
Because they didn't know if it was the cars that were getting people excited or
The actors?
characters
Okay.
that were getting people excited.
I thought they
right?
were just trying to expand the.
So they had
universe.
to do a movie that was the cars to see if it did okay. It didn't do okay.
No, it did not.
But the story is still solid. The stunts are still good. The cameo with Vin Diesel at the end is good, like a good teaser.
Yeah,
It gave us Han. Han is a great character.
gave us Han, then killed him. Magic.
Yeah,
'Cause
who
why not?
cares?
I don't like Fast 4. Yes, Fast 4. I really like that. But after that, it goes off the rails, where everybody's a kung fu master.
But
Ludacris
that's
is like
fine,
a computer
but
hacker.
why can't it just be fun? I think that's
Because there's too much of that. There's not
like,
enough of other
in
shit.
what?
Like the Expendables.
Where is the fun? When's the last time an Expendable movie came out?
But I mean, they still keep coming. And the Fast and the Furious just get
But
more and
which
more
one?
ridiculous.
What?
It was
in the
Expendables
past
3.
3 years, what fun movie came out? I want to hear this.
I can't think of any at the moment because I haven't
there
really paid
isn't
attention to any. Yeah.
Since Michael Bay stopped making Transformer movies, there haven't really been our big blockbuster summer popcorn movies have been superhero movies, right?
Yeah.
We're not getting the big, dumb other blockbuster movies. And if we don't spend money on those, I said this when Guardians of the Galaxy came out. When Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, was announced, I told everybody that I knew to go see that movie. Even if you don't like Marvel, I don't care. Go see it.
Oh, it's a great movie on its own.
Why?
Because it's great.
No, why was I telling everybody to go see it? I had no idea if it was going to be good or bad.
Oh, it's different. It's
right?
not mainstream
If
characters.
we don't support it, they're not going to make any more like this, right? If I don't support Fast and the Furious, right, I don't get Pain and Gain.
Maybe.
Do you know what Pain and Gain is?
Yeah, that was the Rock movie, wasn't it?
It was the Michael Bay, Mark Wahlberg movie
That's-
about them
yeah,
being
yeah.
in the gym.
Yeah, that's what
Gym
it was.
Bros. And that was a hilarious, funny, big, dumb popcorn movie. And I loved it.
But there's just too. There was
You
just
say there's too
no,
many.
hold on. There was just too many all at once, and I've been burnt out on it.
Maybe.
I think, and there's also been not good movies. There hasn't been a balance. It's mostly just been a huge
what's a
wave
good
of
movie?
ridiculous. Like,
What's a good non-superhero,
when was the last
non-Star
time
Trek sci-fi movie
Shawshank?
that you like?
When was their last movie you were like, Shawshank, this is just as good as that?
First off, Shawshank is an anomaly because Shawshank is one of the top 5
Yeah.
movies ever made.
It's
higher
almost
than
perfect.
Schindler's List.
yeah.
And Schindler's List is pretty much perfect. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It just gets people down in the dumps until the end, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
scores low. Right?
When was the last time there was a movie of even close to that caliber?
Okay. Let's try to set a little bit more achievable bar here. And
Okay.
let's do Indiana Jones. And I don't mean Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
I mean the first 3.
Yeah.
That's a pretty middle of the road, actiony type movie. It's not based on science fiction or anything, right?
For the most part, yeah. There's some
So-
mystical elements, but it's
Right, but it's
in the
hand
realm
wavy.
of kind of believable.
Yeah, it's hand wavium.
Yeah.
It could be science that we don't know about yet,
Yeah.
right? It's not, oh, this is Thor's real.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
real god. And yes, he does control lightning. All the thunderstorms in your life are because of him.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that ever get explained, Marvel?
Read the comics. I don't know. Just joking.
It's not in the comics.
No,
Come
no,
on,
it's not. I
man.
know, I
Come
know.
on. Who are you talking to? Come on.
But yeah, when was there a movie like that?
And that's what I'm saying. People stopped supporting those types of movies. So they stopped being made. And if we don't support the over-the-top types of movies that lead to Indiana Jones, right, then we're never going to get to Indiana Jones.
What?
We're never going to get another Baby Driver, right? Because everybody waited to rent it instead of going to see it, right? We're never going to get another Driver, which is not a great movie,
No.
but it's got some interesting ideas going on. It's got some interesting characters in it, right?
Yeah.
Tarantino is the only person right now that could say, hey, I want to make a movie. And he would get the budget that he wanted and be able to make what he wanted.
They're in that too. He doesn't care about what people think either.
Right.
He just does it. That's also something killing movies is there's too much.
Martin Scorsese, right,
Yeah.
said that just a few years ago. And the only person that let him do it was Netflix. And we got The Irishman or whatever it is. The one
Yeah.
with all of his favorite actors in it. And it was a good movie. It was a great movie. I could not see that being released in theaters now.
Because
Or if
everybody
it
wants
was-
the big dumb action movies.
Because if it was, nobody would watch it.
Yeah, that's part of my
Right.
point is that people want these big mindless movies, and there's nothing good coming out.
I'm not saying I want big mindless movies.
Yeah, I think there's too many of them.
I'm saying I want things that take more risks
Yeah, that's
so
that's
that
fine.
we get more creativity. This is why I'm a big proponent of getting rid of copyright law after 25, 30 years. Because, gosh, think about what Pokemon has existed for almost 30 years, right?
More than 30.
Wouldn't it be great to get some people other than whoever's been making Pokemon cartoon movies to make a Pokemon movie? Right? Think about
I
Ryan
understand what you're
Reynolds.
saying.
Think about Ryan Reynolds making a live-action Pokemon movie. Don't you kind of want to see that?
It'd be crazy, yeah. Something I would rather happen is kind of the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Is it after so long you can't use these characters anymore?
That's what happens.
But
that's what happens.
The companies can't.
But that's what happens when copyright is limited, right? So, all right, Frankenstein, Dracula, right? These are all things. Peter Pan. Gosh, there's so many more. Sherlock Holmes, right?
Yeah.
These are all in. Anybody can use them.
Yeah, they're
for
public
free.
domain.
They're public domain
Because
now,
they're
right.
Mythological creatures.
Right. Everybody knows who they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't make stuff about them anymore.
No.
Why?
There's been a lot made, and you have to change them enough to modernize them that they're not the same character anymore.
Correct. And why else?
Nobody's interested in those kind of things.
Nobody owns all of the licensing rights and manufacturing rights and marketing rights to any of them, right? So if Disney makes a Sherlock Holmes movie, right, they only get the money from the box office and maybe the DVD sales or home download, whatever you want to call it, right? Somebody else gets to make Hasbro gets to make the toys and make the money off the toys because
Disney's trying to change that, though.
Right.
Have you seen the thing with Loki? The whole copyright with Loki?
No.
Because somebody made a shirt that said low key, and in the title it just said Loki, and it's in the same font as Loki,
Right.
and all that. And they're trying to claim that they own. They're basically trying to claim copyright on Loki.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say
that doesn't surprise me.
anything, regardless of whether it's their version or all of it.
That doesn't surprise me. Come on. Have you ever heard about the preschool in like Tennessee or South Carolina? Okay. Lady's running a preschool out of her house. She has 2 employees, her daughters, that help her with her
Is this the mural
community daycare. Her and her daughters had painted Disney characters
I know what you're
on the
talking
wall.
about. Yeah.
Disney came in with lawyers and made her paint over them.
Yeah.
That is why copyright has got to be redone.
It does. But more to my point is that things like that have killed creativity as far as especially with Disney, because they're not producing anything new. Look at Cruella. Look at The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast.
Right, because
they have these properties that make money.
And why else?
They won't take a risk.
For them to retain the rights to it, they have to redo it every once in a while.
That's why Sony keeps crapping out Spider-Man movies.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why. Right? That's part of the deal with Mickey.
Yeah.
Is if we don't use him for X amount of time, then he goes into public domain.
Yeah.
Right? But if we keep using him, which we're doing, then he never goes into public domain.
Of course.
Right?
But I think
at this point in time, right? If Mickey had gone into public domain when he should have, like 25 years ago now.
Yeah, he came out in like the 20s, 30s.
All of the Mickey movies and stuff would have been done. Right?
Yeah.
And we'd be getting new versions of that character. Right? Like Batman is a new version of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Right?
Basically, yeah.
That can't happen if they keep crapping out Spider-Man origin stories.
Yeah.
Every 2 years. Right?
They could make a different movie, though. They don't have to make that, but
that different movie doesn't make money.
I think
that different movie doesn't make as much money as the origin story did.
I think it would at this point.
I don't know.
Maybe not 2001, I think, when the original Spider-Man, the first one, Tobey Maguire came out.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it would
DC
now.
keeps crapping out Batman origin stories.
I know they need to
and
stop.
they keep making money
Yeah, because it will make money because normal
because we are
average people want to
What?
be reminded.
no
At least that's what they
because
think.
normal average people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Batman,
Yeah.
right? And the fans will go see anything. We are so starved for content that we will go and see it no matter what it is. At least the first one to give it a shot, right?
I think that's kind of changing though.
I don't know. I think Batman v Superman kind of changed that a little bit.
Yeah, that was terrible.
In its defense, the director's cut version of it,
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
way better.
It is way better because
way better.
they put more stuff in that gives context.
Yeah. And the Martha scene makes sense.
Yeah.
He's not saying Martha because, like, Batman doesn't stop because he says save Martha and it makes him go, oh, you've got the same mom as me.
Yeah.
It's because he goes, oh,
He has
human.
a mom.
He's
Yeah.
human.
He's not just this mindless killing
Right.
machine.
Like, there's humanity in him.
Yeah.
And he made a god bleed.
That's how you do it. Like the Batman v Superman, there are parts of it that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
There are, but overall, it's not good.
That's because Zack Snyder tells really bad superhero. He has a really bad understanding of superhero characters. He thinks he knows because he read All-Star Superman and The Dark Knight Rises.
Returns.
Rises and Returns, both of them.
The first one was Returns.
Yeah.
Then it's Rises. Then
No, it's Dark Knight Returns again, too.
Yeah. And then it's Master Race after that.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's
The
like a
stuff
whole long.
The stuff after the first one is
Yeah.
kind of ugh.
Yeah.
Frank Miller kind of went off the deep end at that point. But the comic book, he was the editor, like it was free reign, just like Jack Kirby at DC with Mr. Miracle and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, great characters. The New Gods, we would not have Doomsday without that. But he got a ticket to do whatever he wanted and no checks or balances.
Yeah.
But he never got to finish his story either. So, I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I know we've talked about this a little bit, but like Captain Marvel, right? Neil Gaiman's Captain Marvel, Mr. Miracle, right? That will never be made into a movie.
No.
But it should.
Yeah.
Because it's fantastic, right? If that character were allowed to go into public domain, as it kind of did before Neil Gaiman got his hands on it, it was kind of in that limbo area, and he kind of got to the rights holder before anybody else found out. We shouldn't have to do that with characters, right? By this point in time, we should have a really good all-star Superman movie, and we haven't gotten it yet. Well, the animated one is really freaking good. It hits all the beats.
It's great.
Oh,
It
it's
is
like
great.
a page per. It's like
Yeah.
a moving page copy of.
We can do that with animated stuff though,
Right.
more easily
I don't know why.
because it's comic to cartoon is not a big jump.
What I'm saying is with the technology that we have now to bring animation to life, right?
Yeah, it's just
It seems like we should be able to do it.
yeah, we can. It takes a lot of budget. They don't want to risk. That's another thing. It all comes down
The
to
risk aversion has to go away.
Yeah, it does. I
And the only way it goes away is more people creating more things.
but
on
I'd
a
like to
larger
see.
scale.
I want to see new stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep seeing. I love Batman. He's
Right.
my favorite
But you
superhero.
want to see, and you don't mind seeing new Batman as long as it's in new and interesting ways.
Yeah, but I'd also like.
But
I'd also
that
like to
doesn't
see something
happen
different.
when you have the studio picking Zack Snyder to direct every Batman movie,
Yeah,
right?
the Snyderverse.
Like the biggest thing that Marvel did right was letting the Russos brothers do what they wanted to do in Winter Soldier and bringing on Watiki for Ragnarok and letting him do whatever he wanted to do. And that's where the creativity, I hope, comes down the line. And actually, James Gunn actually started that with Guardians. I don't know. I don't trust him. Because if one of those movies fails, right, it's going to be right back to the risk aversion. If Thor, Love and Thunder doesn't do good, right, Watiki will never get another shot.
Probably not.
Right? If the Russo brothers had failed at Infinity War, but hit it out of the park with Endgame, right? That's it. They wouldn't be doing Endgame.
Yeah.
If they didn't knock it out of the park on Infinity War.
Yeah.
And
of course.
Technically, they did both of them kind of at the same time.
They literally did them. It was all filmed all at once.
Yeah. But I think they did that so that they could guarantee that if one of them was bad, the other one still gets released.
Yeah. Which is very smart.
Yeah. It shouldn't have to be that way.
No, it shouldn't.
And you don't get SCP films if somebody owns the rights to the SCP.
That's under something completely different called Creative Commons.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
And the Creative Commons is a way for creative individuals and artistic people to fight back against copyright.
Yeah.
That's what it was designed for.
Yeah. That's a big shared universe. That's why I think fan-made stuff like that will start to slowly creep up. More
Maybe.
a la carte things
Maybe.
like Berserk.
Hey,
Like
I can
these
tell you
movies.
this right now. What do you know about the female romantic book universe?
Like one in particular, or
It's
is that a title of one?
No, it's a genre of books, right? You know, when you're in Barnes and Noble, and you got the pirate with the ripped shirt, with the damsel, and the blouse string, right? Those books really stagnated. Like Danielle Steele is one of the largest authors, and every one of her books is essentially the same, right? Fan-made people, fan fiction people, started writing their own, right? And that's kind of where 50 Shades of Grey came from.
That is exactly where it came from, a Twilight fan fiction.
Right?
Let's throw that out the door. Let's pretend it was good.
I'm not saying it was good or bad.
No, but it led to something.
But it led to something, right? So now you're getting a huge uprising in women writing romantic novels and erotica online for other women. And we're getting Sasquatch love and dinosaur rape. And,
Yeah.
sorry, grape. Sorry, we can't say the other word on YouTube. And just like, have you heard about that alpha, the wolf one?
No, I heard about the Sasquatch one, but I imagine it's probably pretty
There is
spicy.
a huge lawsuits going on in the lichen romantic erotic community. They are suing. You know who Lindsay Ellis is?
No.
The YouTube content creator that does video essays. She used to be Nostalgia Chick.
Probably if I saw her, maybe.
You know Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nostalgia Chick used to do reviews with Nostalgic Critic.
Okay.
And under that company and stuff, right? And now she does like long form Disney like breakdowns and how Beauty and the Beast isn't really Stockholm and da-da-da. Anyway, she's getting sued by a couple of these people because she did like an hour and a half long essay on what was going on in the Lycan fanfic arena. It's werewolf people having sex with humans, and it's basically Harry Potter with sex and werewolves and Twilight, and a little bit of Twilight mixed in. And some actual real wolf anatomy.
That's
for
not
some
surprising.
reason.
It's the internet, so
If it exists.
yeah. If you can think it, it's somebody's written about it.
If it exists, there is porn of it.
Rule 34.
Rule number 34. The most important rule of the internet.
The most unbreakable rule of the internet.
That's what makes it the most important rule of the internet.
The most definite rule.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
it is so the most definite rule.
But yeah, I think stuff like that's gonna like the big stuff like all this around here breeds that creativity. It inspires.
People need to be able to use it though, and if they can't use it,
I don't think they. I don't think they should use it. I think they should come up with their own thing because I like new things.
right?
I don't want to keep seeing rehashes.
Okay, so you are a big fan of Safe Space and Snowflake, the new Marvel characters,
No.
right?
No.
But you want new things.
Yes. New good things.
You can't have new good things without new bad things.
Not necessarily true. But I mean,
So-
they don't have to make it. They can have bad things. That's true. Yeah.
So it should be, in my opinion, to get the new good things, right? You have to let people use everything, right?
Yeah, I
You
understand
don't
what you're
figure
saying.
out how to nail two boards together without messing around with some rocks to figure out that metal comes from the rocks and
Yeah.
it holds the boards together, right? You have to mess with it all. These things being behind gates and being locked in
No.
vaults.
I understand 100% what you're saying. But
Like, I mean, where is my Song of the South remake, Disney? We're doing everything else.
yeah, they're trying to get rid
Let's
of
make
that.
it. Let's make it for the new population. Let's make it for the young people. We're woking everything else. Let's woke Song of the South.
I don't think you can do that.
I think you can.
Maybe, but regardless of that, like
I think you can do a police analogy of victimhood with Brer Rabbit.
maybe. But have you ever heard of Big O, the Big O anime?
Oh yeah, the one on that used to be on Adult Swim. Yeah. The one with the giant mech suit robots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Megaduce and all that.
Yeah.
That is Batman with a giant robot.
That is Batman slammed together with Gundam and Godzilla,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's,
but it's not.
all of these properties anyway,
But it's not that. It is something
but
different.
it is that.
It is, but it's
So
inspired by that.
If it is
That's
that,
what I like.
right?
Yeah.
Then let's get rid of the boundaries, right? And just let them slam together.
But I don't want that. I want.
But you
I want,
don't get it unless you
No,
slam
no.
them together.
I
Because those
understand
had
that.
to be slammed together in their head,
Yeah.
right?
But you
but
get
they
a whole.
couldn't legitimately use it.
You get a whole
like-
new character.
How good would Big O have been if it had taken place in the actual Batman animated universe and had
Not as
Mark
good.
Hamill as a bad guy voice and what's his name? I can't remember the Batman guy, and I'm ashamed. The guy that did Batman's voice in animated
Kevin
series.
Conroy.
Yes, thank you. It was there. I just couldn't. Kevin Conroy doing the voice of
I don't think it would be as good.
I don't know. We'll never know because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I want because everything is a remix. It literally is.
Yes.
Superman is Hercules
Right.
that can fly,
Right.
but he's not Hercules.
So
there is a Hercules in
if
DC.
it is in the Marvel universe,
Yeah,
Hercules
'cause
is
he's-
in both. Yeah.
He's public domain.
Multiple gods. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone can use him.
Right.
Yeah, but there's a character inspired by him. Same thing
Right.
with John Smith and Big
But
O.
this is what I'm saying.
with a
is that
robot.
You can't get the inspiration, right? Without having everything available to play with.
No, you can. Big O's an example of that right there.
I agree that it is an example of it, but it could be. I think that if you let everybody play with everything, you get better new things, right?
Sometimes I don't think so because like with Big O, there's the other huge part of it that he doesn't remember his past.
Right.
If it's set in Gotham in that universe, that's not there. So
Right.
the whole
Well, they had
premise
to
of the
do
show is
that
gone.
so that you couldn't show an origin story again.
I
A
think they,
Batman origin story again.
Yeah,
Do you see
yeah.
what I'm saying? Iron Giant, I think, is an excellent example, right?
yeah, it's a great Superman movie.
It is a fantastic Gundam Superman movie, right? If you don't get to play with those characters, right, you don't get that movie.
But who would you have instead of the Iron Giant?
But do you see what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
Okay.
But it's still that
Like,
still
I want
proves,
new things also.
Yes, but that still proves my point that
Like,
is
both
inspired.
of our points are right.
It's inspired, but it's not a Gundam.
Both of our
Yeah,
points
yeah.
are correct.
Yeah.
Neither one of us are wrong on this, right? The point that you are arguing for, though, I think that do you know that you're arguing for corporate overlordship?
I'm saying they keep their own thing. I don't care, and we focus
Right.
on new stuff.
Right, but you... Let me try to say it.
No, I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, they keep their things, and the new things come up, and it just becomes another
No, what
big
I'm
monopoly
saying
of
is
things.
that that's not what I'm saying.
No, I mean like another company, another Disney arises. They have their own things, and then the cycle repeats.
No, that's...
No?
Because I think we're both arguing for the same thing, right? Which is kind of the end of the monopolization of ideas and characters. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, kind of.
Because you're saying, okay, we can let these go into obscurity, right?
Yeah.
And we'll just have somebody else make new things, and they will make new things, and the conglomerate will go away.
Kind of, yeah.
Right? That's what I'm also trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't see the conglomerate going away
No, it never will.
with just making new things, right? Because, for example, Disney probably owns Big O now, right?
I don't know.
Somebody owns it.
A lot of stuff from
Right.
Japan they
So you
usually
don't
keep in
get-
house.
Big O, I think, was an American company.
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't think so because it's
Yeah, go ahead and type Big O into that Google search bar. I dare you. Rule number 34, buddy.
let's see, the Big O. Oh, this is YouTube. What am I doing?
Japanese animated series, right?
Yeah, it is.
But it's
The-
owned by somebody, right? Like, look, you can't even watch it right now.
What do you mean?
Where would you watch it? The first question is it on Crunchyroll? Go ahead. It's not on Crunchyroll.
Reviews, latest episode of Crunchyroll.
Is Big O streaming? On High Dive. Who has High Dive?
No idea.
No idea, right?
Big O is also not super popular.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that show. I know lots of people who do love that show. It was an amazing show,
It is, yeah.
right? It probably should get a movie at some point or a live action show at some point,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's not going to happen if it's behind these closed corporate doors.
I don't think it'll happen regardless because it's not popular either.
You and I really like it, right?
Yeah.
If it was in public domain,
Mm-hmm.
we could make that movie. If we could get
In
the
theory,
backers,
yeah. In
right?
theory, yeah.
With it being behind corporate doors, we don't even get the chance to try,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
What thing with Japanese things, to my knowledge of it, is it's usually like the Godzilla thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why Godzilla in the shit 2000 movie, why he didn't have the same roar. He basically had the
The name.
yeah, the name, because they have to copyright all that, because Japanese think if you own this, you should keep it. And usually that kind of stuff is kept in families, and families don't want to see
And
their
that's-
work bastardized.
And that's different, right? That's not a conglomerate owning it.
yeah, for the most part. I'm not 100% sure on this.
Because I can go talk to the family that owns Godzilla. You and I could go talk to the family that owns Big O. Say, hey, we really love your series. We think it's a great deal. We got a script already written up. Blah, 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 blah. We want to make it.
Yeah.
Can we get some rights? Right? Mm-hmm. You can't do that with Disney. You can't do
No,
that
you
with
can't.
Sony.
I think if they were smart,
They would let it happen.
I think if they wanted to maximize money and let people make things, you would say, we're going to make a deal with YouTube.
Right.
You can license
Whatever.
whatever you want for this amount of money.
Right.
And if you throw it on YouTube,
We get this
we get a
percentage.
cut. You get a 10%.
Yeah.
I think if they were smart, they would do that. And they would say, all right, it's not canon, but make your own universe. Just pay a little bit for it.
Well, that's my question about Hulu. Because Hulu, have you seen the MODOK series yet?
Well, Hulu's owned by Disney, so that's why they can
Right.
do that. Yeah.
But I don't think it's canon.
No, I don't
Right.
think so either. We talked about that before.
Right. But the only way it was able to be written or done is because
It's not canon.
very, very famous people
Oh yeah.
wanted it to be done,
If you got clout, you can do anything.
right? I think you can't get average Joes, average people, to make anything and get anywhere with copyright laws the way they currently are now.
Sort of.
That's just my opinion.
Well, I want to make my own series of stuff.
Well, we're making our own podcast.
No, but I mean, like, that's why I had that big ass camera you saw me.
Right,
move.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you want to get into directing more and writing more.
Yeah. And it's just, I'm trying to do it all, so it's hard and it's slow.
That's the way it always is.
Yeah, yeah. But
Skillshare.
not sponsored. Not sponsored.
That would have been a really good.
That was a great
That would have
segue.
been a great segue. I'm working on it. Someday Anchor is going to pick this up.
One day. Yeah. If only. But
I mean, look at,
that's-
and that's a great example of what I'm talking about with podcasts, right? Look at all the variety in podcasts and all the creativity in podcasting,
yeah.
right? And that wouldn't have happened if Joe Rogan had said, no. The long discussion art form of podcast interviewing discussions is mine. I'm copywriting and patenting this.
Yeah.
So nobody else can do it. And Joe Rogan's the only one that can do it, right?
Yeah. That's not something you can really. But
That's
I get
kind of
I
what
get you're
Disney
saying, though.
does.
Yeah, they try to. Yeah.
Right? So it stifles all of this creativity that could be happening.
Yeah. To an extent. Like with the Loki thing. That thing is that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. And we all agree that it's ridiculous. But you know who doesn't think it's ridiculous?
Disney.
And their lawyers.
There's a ton of people going, this is my religion, you can't copyright it. And I think that's the only redeeming part of it that will maybe make that, because then
I don't know, man. I don't know. Supreme Court. The government's looking awful oligarchy lately.
But I mean, what would happen if they tried to do that with Islam? You'd have how many countries fighting that? Norse mythology is relatively a dead religion compared to Christianity or
I
something.
don't know.
So
Ask Neil Gaiman.
maybe they don't have the ability to fight.
Ask Neil Gaiman.
Was
his
he-
book
is he-
American Gods.
But I mean, that's just a take on it.
That is how he thinks religious deities would work.
Yeah. But I mean, that's anything. But they're still in, like, Loki should still be in public
domain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But they're not.
Yeah. But they
They're
are.
saying
But they're trying not to
This name is that it's Paris Hilton trying to copyright.
be. No,
That's hot.
they're trying to make Loki, the entirety of it theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Not just the name.
Yeah. Yeah, the character, the design, the color scheme. Yeah, anything that they can. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I disagree with it.
Yeah, that's a bit overboard. I'm 100% like, no, you can't do that. Especially with that'd be like copywriting Dracula.
It'd be like copywriting Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
You can't really do that.
but on the other hand, it's a made up religious god to the majority of people.
Yeah.
The only Loki that really exists is the Marvel Loki.
At now,
Marvel
anyway.
did create it.
Mm-hmm.
In the Norse mythology religion, it is god of mischief, and that's it.
Oh, there's a whole lot around
No,
Loki,
I'm
though.
saying the definition of Loki is the god of
Basically,
mischief.
yeah. That's
Basically,
his title.
How much of that was made by Marvel and Marvel comic creators?
Not much. I've looked in a lot of Loki. That's what he is, and that's not from Marvel. There's
His
way
design,
there's way more weird
his
stuff.
design. Oh, I know. Oh, I totally. Oh, yeah.
Him banging
the
a horse and all that?
The eight-legged horse that
Yeah.
came from the creation of him. Yeah, I get birthing 3 wolves. Fenrir
Fenrir.
is one of them. The other 2 chase the moon and the sun. Yeah.
Yeah. The Midgard. Hela is supposed to be his daughter.
Yeah.
And supposed to be the weird half face
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Marvel's Loki None of those things are associated with,
No, they're not.
right?
I think they kind of hint at it.
Hela is, in the comics, Hela is Loki's daughter.
Yeah, I don't think they've explicitly said it, but I think they've hinted at it enough. People go, yeah, I know.
Right. But I'm just saying that I think that with how much money Disney has and how many lawyers they have and how many court judges they're constantly in front of,
We'll
right?
see.
I think they might stand a chance of going, no, this is a distinct enough difference from the Norse mythology.
No, that's
Like,
they're
as
trying
long
to
as
copyright the Norse mythology of it.
I
That's what they're trying. I know, but they can copyright their version of it. That's fine.
right.
Yeah.
And they are trying to branch that out and shut down
Anything else?
anything that isn't, even if it is Norse mythology.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to do that, which is ridiculous.
I don't know, man. It's Disney.
I know. I'm saying it is
Disney
ridiculous for them
is-
to do that.
Pretty soon, Disney is going to be the government, in my opinion. Like,
There's I don't know. there's
Bezos
probably
has
good
got
chance.
nothing on Disney.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
Come on.
crazy stuff.
At some point, Amazon and Disney and Sony and Musk and Tesla will all into a conglomerate goop
Mars will be one giant
of
recording
LCs,
studio.
of LLCs.
Mars will be one giant stage for Disney movies.
I mean, how many different brands of ice cream do you think there are?
Counting store brands, I guess. Not a whole
How
lot.
many different brands of ice cream?
5 or
do you think
6?
there are? How many companies do you think make those brands?
Like 3.
Like 2.
Yeah, that
Make
makes sense.
All 56 different brands or whatever it is in your local. How many different eyeglasses are there?
Probably not a
Like,
whole lot.
like, do you think Ray-Ban and Oakley's are different brands?
I mean, they're different brands, but they're same materials.
There's one company that manufactures all of the glasses in the United States. The safety glasses that we wear at work is the same place that makes Ray-Bans and Oakleys.
Not surprising.
It's all of it. There is no difference between Lens Crafters and the mom and pop eyeglass store.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what
and
most
that's
things
what
do.
Disney's going to be.
Yeah, if they almost are that now.
Yeah, and that's not just Disney, but WDB's trying to be. Sony's trying to be it. I mean, look at how many cell phone companies are there now?
3.
2.
Oh yeah, AT&T. Somebody owns T-Mobile, right?
T-Mobile.
It's Verizon, T-Mobile.
Nope. T-Mobile owns AT&T, Sprint,
Okay.
right? And then there's Verizon
Okay, I thought
So there
AT&T
is
was the parent
T-Mobile.
company.
and Verizon,
Mhm.
and that's it. Because T-Mobile bought up a bunch of the little ones, like Metro PCS is T-Mobile.
Yeah, Cricket.
Is T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Boost is T-Mobile.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything else on the scary future of pop culture and conglomerates that will rule our lives and someday probably own this podcast because we talk about them?
Maybe. I think the whole the Rock's character from Fast and Furious fighting Thor will happen.
I hope so. I hope Fast and the Furious 10, Nicholas Tesla, they become buddies with somebody named Tesla, who is Nikola Tesla's great-great-great-granddaughter or whatever it takes.
Just have Elon in the movie.
And she creates time travel. And then we get the Jurassic Park, Fast and the Furious crossover.
They literally have talked about that.
That we deserve.
That
I
has literally been talked
I
about.
need to see Diesel
Punch a raptor.
run his car into a T-Rex's legs and then fly out through the windshield Superman style
Bunch of T-Rex.
into the Tyrannosaurus, or not the into the what is it, not Stegosaurus,
Brontosaurus?
no, the 3-horned one,
Triceratops.
face after running into the T-Rex's legs through the windshield
No, he needs to punch the T-Rex.
because
and
it's
the Rock,
about to sit on Letty. because Letty's digging through the poop of the
A lot of dino
Triceratops.
dookie. No.
So and she winks at the camera while doing it.
He has to punch the T-Rex flying, and the Rock grabs the Triceratops by the horns and throws him at the T-Rex.
Oh, nice. Nice. I like it.
Because somehow, after his fight with Thor, he became super powerful, and he got his own hammer or something.
We're idiots. We're idiots.
I know that,
No,
but
no,
why?
no. The opening scene has to be Dom on the head of a brontosaurus, and the brontosaurus lifts its head up, and he slides down the tail like Fred Flintstone and flies into his car and drives.
Oh, God. Vin Diesel's going to be
We
65
can
still
write
making
this
these.
music. We can write this movie.
Yeah,
What
make it a
studio
musical.
makes them? What
Fuck it.
studio makes them?
I don't know who
What
owns-
studio makes Fast and the Furious?
I don't know, actually. Studio.
Stupid.
Who makes it? Universal.
Universal. We've shouted out Warner Brothers. We've shouted out Marvel. We can write this.
Make the Jurassic Park
Get a hold of us. We can make
Thor crossover.
We can make no. Thor is 11. Thank you very much, or 15.
I mean, the Rock fighting Thor would have to be a separate movie.
Oh
And then,
yeah, that'd be a spin-off
Yeah.
of the
like
Jason
Hobbs,
the Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Right.
Thor-
Hobbs and Shaw fight Thor. And Thor's the bad guy, but in the Fast and the Furious movies, in the next movie, the bad guy is always a good guy. But Thor is a two-parter where he fights Hobbs and Shaw loses. Right?
And they come back and win.
But Dom has it in his contract that he can't ever lose a fight because Van Diesel has it in his contract that he can never lose a fight in the Fast and Furious universe.
That makes sense.
So Hobbs and Shaw, in the after credits scene, has to call up Dom and say family in a specific dialect. And that's Dom's call, but it's not actually to Dom. It's to Letty. And Dom, with the baby, comes in, right? And it's like their third baby. And he hears the word family over the phone to Letty, and he's like, oh, I've got to go. And he puts the baby down, and his sister catches it. And then he goes out the door, and Thor flies down in front of the house. And we get like the God of War 18 reveal where Thor moves his
cloak.
cape back, his cloak back, and we see the hammer. And then Fast and the Furious 15.
Lightning fast.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Fast 15 lightning
Maybe
fast.
that should be a reoccurring thing. We pitch a movie at the end of every podcast.
That should be its own separate pod. Yeah, just a separate podcast.
No.
of movie
This is an ongoing thing in this podcast. Every podcast we
Make
pitch
a movie pitch.
Yeah.
Like I said, The Rock wanted
that
to fight
could
him.
be- That could be a good one. Every guest has to pitch a movie to you. Yeah.
I need to start doing that.
Yeah.
No, the Rock fights him. He gets his own hammer called like Bald Breaker because he's bald. And then the Hobbs, or which I can't remember who's who.
Right.
Jason
Doesn't
Statham
matter.
will
It
get
doesn't matter.
his own Bucky arm because why not?
Yeah.
And then
No. Even better, because what's about to exist in the in the MCU? There's going to be 3 hammers, right? Beta Ray Bills,
Yeah.
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker is Beta Ray
And-
Bills though.
I know.
Yeah.
And Milner, right? So all 3 of them have hammers.
Oh jeez. I was thinking give
constantly switching hammers back and forth because they're all calling for a hammer.
That would
Whatever
have to
hammer's
be-
available comes at flying at 'em.
that would have to be in the end movie.
Oh yeah, that's the final
Yeah.
fight.
But I want The Rock to have his power. Then Vin Diesel gets his own power. Let's say, you ever watch the movie Bloodshot?
Yeah.
That's an unofficial sequel to me of the Fast and the Furious movies.
Okay.
He gets his memory erased,
Okay, yeah.
and then he
I can
comes to
see
that
it.
with
Yeah.
Bloodshot powers.
Oh, nice. Does
Even
he
though
have
it's-
the eyes from Pitch Black?
No,
I think he should.
I'm saying that whole movie, even though it's a DC movie, fuck it, they'll own it at some point.
That's an idea. They're going into space, right?
Yeah,
So they run into Van Diesel's character from
he runs into
the
Riddick,
Riddick. Yeah.
and there's a
And
swap.
they find out that they're brothers. and that Dom really has the Riddick eyes.
Because, no, the Riddick didn't have those originally. That was implanted.
Riddick implants the eyes
he gets
into
that surgical
Dom
shine.
because family.
Mm-hmm. I got the same eyes as my brother. At first, he's like, I used to have your eyes.
I used to be able to see like you, Brian. Brian, why are you dead? No.
They'll just CG him in. They'll keep doing that.
Because of the eyes, he can see. And every time
he sees a ghost
Letty
of Brian.
He has to go, Brian's dead. No.
He's still canonically alive, though. Yeah. At Fast, 13, he dies then.
Yeah. All right, we could do this. I could legitimately
This could be a podcast.
I could legitimately write the next 10 Fast and the Furious movies. Yeah. We could be nuclear sub strapped to the back of a car.
They kind of did that.
No, they fought a nuclear sub.
Close enough.
No.
Subs and
no. I'm talking nuclear thermonuclear rocket has to be stopped. Mm-hmm. And they have to strap a thermonuclear rocket to their car to catch thermonuclear rocket.
I thought you meant
because only rock beats rock.
What about paper?
Shh. This is the Fast and the Furious universe.
No.
Only faster cars beat
They
cars.
have two of those with a giant thing that looks like paper to catch the rock.
Oh, yes.
Rock beats paper. Rock beats.
They catch the thermonuclear. Yeah. Yes, using two thermonuclear missiles with the paper.
Yeah.
I like it.
Paper beats rock.
And that's what, and Rock's the bad guy in that one again. So that's Dom's
He's
last
piloting
line.
the other ship.
No, that's his last line, is into the radio. Oh, don't forget, paper beats rock. And then cut to black. Credits.
After credits scene, you see somebody have a thing that looks like a giant pair of scissors.
Jason Statham's
character. He's got his Bucky arm. He's flying. His rocket-powered scissor thing.
He's driving a satellite spaceship that looks like a giant pair of scissors.
Yep. He's like, I'm coming to even the odds. It's no longer.
No, it goes best 2 out of 3.
Oh, God.
How was that not the line? They didn't do that, right?
Best 2 out of 3.
It would be as sanctimonious as calling now you see me too. Now you see me too. How do you name the first one? Now you see me. The second movie has to be Now You Don't.
Yeah. The third movie's Double Vision.
All right.
All right, let's stop.
Get a hold of us, Universal. We can save your franchise. Ooh, that's
Hopefully.
a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea for a podcast.
How to save franchises?
Yeah. The podcast name is We Can Save Your Franchise, where we talk about saving franchises.
Yeah. Movie pitches saving franchises. All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. On this one, the guest has to pitch you a movie idea.
Mm-hmm. We'll have a separate series of that.
Of Save the Franchise.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Next is Venom. I hate you, Corey. See you later.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any franchises you would like us to save, don't forget to comment in the comment section.
Yes.